The intelligence might be artificial, but we know the chemistry isn't. That's right, guys. We did Her this week. Welcome to Vouch for Me. I'm your host, Eric West, and with me, I have Pop Nasty.
8.
And Abraham.
Howdy.
This was my movie. That's right, bitches. I made you guys watch something good. Yeah, I'm tired of watching all your garbage films. What'd you think? That's a great way to start, right? What'd you guys think? How was it?
It was pretty good. I wonder if my opinion of it would have been different if I saw it back when it came out versus now, because nowadays all I could think about is just all the stupid jokes about where we are with AI now. I mean, even back then, people did clown on the concept of the movie. It was like, bro's dating a fucking AI or whatever.
Yeah, he's dating a chatbot because back then, 2013, chatbots had existed. In fact, the director, the writer of it, his name is Spike Jonze. He's done some other stuff. I don't know how to say his name right. Spike Jonze. It looks like Jones to me.
I think it's Jones. Jans?
Yeah, right. As an anecdote, he said that he was inspired from the early 2000s. There was a chatbot that was introduced. He thought it was so cool for 20 minutes. But then he's like, oh, I understand how this works. It's like it builds an intelligence over time. Whereas this is, he puts an earbud in his ear and he starts talking to a gorgeous woman on the other side. You know what I'm saying?
Like, just with her voice, I could feel like she's hot.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't know Papa Nasty closed his eyes, pulled out the lotion, and made sure his hands weren't chafed. You know what I'm saying? Hey, hardworking man.
Had to kick Mama Nasty out of the bedroom a couple times. Like, hey, you gotta go. You gotta get out of here. Leave the cat. Get out of here.
You do that, you find yourself sleeping on the couch.
Yeah. Papa Nasty texted the chat with a tear emoji. He was like, that was such a great pick. I don't know if you had a couple in you and you were crying or what.
No, I was mad they made me watch this garbage film, Eric. What the fuck?
You loved it, you fucking liar. This isn't Rogue One. Come on.
Get it, don't you? I'll go to your house right now and finger you in front of all your roommates. No, I think Abel had the same thought I did. It's like, man, if I would have watched it when it first came out, I don't think I would have appreciated it as when I watched it now.
I think Abel's saying the reverse. Abel's saying that he would have appreciated it more.
I think I would have appreciated it more if I saw it back then versus now, because
that's weird.
I have some lukewarm insights on AI these days. But I think the general principle of the movie, like the general concept of the movie, I think like no matter when this took place, I think people still clowned on him for being bitchless and talking to an AI.
Yeah, exactly. No bitches. It's crazy. Okay, synopsis. Who's got the synopsis of the film?
I got you. Lonely man, Theodore Wombly, I believe it was, something like that. Yeah, Thwombly.
The way with the Thwomble combo. That's crazy.
Wombo combo. That ain't Falco.
Okay. I did this. This is my fault. Yeah. I knew I hit the soundboard, and I knew what the soundboard was gonna do.
You got stuck.
Yeah. So being lonely and not really finding any compatible women in his dating pool, or even getting out there to socialize, sees an ad for an operating system to act as like some kind of companion. So he gets a hold of one, installs it, quickly befriends it, and his life starts to kind of turn around. Then he finds himself kind of developing romantic feelings with it, and it with him in return.
There we go. He rides the wild ride we call love, guys. That's right, with that erection. Abel said that when AIs gain sentience, he will refer to them as a second-class citizen. And I was like, Abel, why? He hates AI so much. I'm like, hey, dude, look at this cool ChatGPT thing I do. And he's like, I'm a grumpy old man. AI is stupid. And I'm like, oh my God, Abel, what the heck? Why are you saying a series of slurs that you want to attribute to AI? And the thing is, Papa Nasty, I'm not doing a bit. This is real. Abel hates AI. Me and him are arguing over text all the time. I'm like, hey, this cool thing. And Abel's like, that's stupid. They don't even know what a Pokemon is. And I was like, there it is right there, guys. I guess that's what they don't know what Pokemon is. AI is stupid.
I think I remember seeing a meme. I never actually tried it myself, but there was this meme someone posted where so Elon Musk had his own AI for Twitter called Grok or something like that. And to prove how like either to like just make fun of him or to prove that Grok just doesn't work, they asked Grok if Elon Musk was a Russian plant trying to like ruin the US government, and Grok said Elon Musk is a Russian plant.
Do you feel like I don't even want to. That's Three Stupid Dogs, guys. You got to listen to it because we're going to talk about some crazy shit. Point is,
it was just a tangent on AI.
hell of a tangent, because in this movie, that's exactly what she is. She's an operating system. And by our proxy, she is an artificial intelligence. But I feel like they almost choose not to use that word.
I think in the ad he
constantly.
saw for her, it says that the first like super AI or something like that. So she is in fact referred to as an AI, but they advertise her as operating system.
Yes, and I feel like that was an intentional choice because later AI is going to have a negative connotation. So operating system with Scarlett Johansson's voice, originally she was not the voice for that character. They, in post-production, they switched it from another woman who, I'm obviously not stalling for time while I look for her name.
I don't believe you are.
Yeah, because I guess she had a different personality when they first recorded, or when they first recorded her voice.
Remember when Destiny did the same thing? In Destiny, the video game, your little AI bot that acts as your companion and also what keeps you alive, called Ghost, was originally voiced by Peter Dinklage. But then starting from, I forgot which expansion, they redubbed all of Ghost's lines with Nolan North.
Why?
I can't remember the reasonings, but I guess they wanted to change up Ghost's personality and the way they depict him, and it was probably too much to actually cast Peter Dinklage to say more lines in the later expansions.
This is a fantastic example of what this is, because they had originally cast Samantha Morton, who was an English actress, as the voice of Samantha. And then post Nut Clarity, you know how that goes, guys. They were like, this is not necessarily the attitude, the character we want. They recast Scarlett Johansson. They gave it a new personality. They shot a few new scenes with it. The craziest thing, though, is when they initially filmed this, they had Samantha Morton. So what do you think they did, right? So what, they recorded the movie with Joaquin Phoenix talking to himself or something? No, they put her in a soundproof box on set, so that way she could be there, but they weren't allowed to have like connection with one another. Isn't that the strangest shit you've ever heard?
Well, that's why it's called acting. They have to act.
A 4x4 carpeted box. I'm like, what the actual fuck? And then Joaquin Phoenix, he is a method actor, so he fucked his Alexa in order to get ready for this role.
Oh,
Anybody? Oh no. Okay. All right.
Doo-doo-doo.
No, it wasn't. But that's not the joke, Abel. You're supposed to laugh and say, "Look at that funny guy. He made a joke."
It was funny, but then it made me start wondering. I was like, wait, I don't remember AI assistants being really a thing in 2013.
If he would have done it, Abel would have pulled up the sex tape right now and showed us. He would have.
I think Alexa probably popped up in like, what, 14, 15? Because I remember that Key and Peele skit where he was like playing Skyrim on his Alexa or something like that.
Is your Alexa still chained up and you whip it, Abel? Huh?
I have a Google Home, actually.
Me too. You got the free one.
Yeah, I did.
This guy jailbroke it, so it'll say some wild shit. That's the craziest stuff. We got Joaquin Phoenix. Seeing Joaquin Phoenix in this role is hilarious to me because
he also looks so much younger.
I see the Joker, like he has so many isms. He has Joaquin Phoenix isms, but after watching the Joker and Joker 2, I'm like, God damn it, I can't unsee.
He reminds me of Paul Dano, where I'm like, so does this guy just play losers now?
Yeah, right. Yeah. In this case, though, it's like I know he is like
he's just lonely. So he's just lonely.
Okay, yeah. Let's talk.
And his ex-wife called him out, right?
Yeah, I want to talk cast and setting, but before we do, let's go ahead and drill this in real quick. This movie was made for $23 million. Makes sense. And they made $48 million. Okay. You know, they made their money back. They doubled it. This movie has plenty of accolades, though. It did not win a lot of awards, although it did win awards, but it was nominated for so many awards. And now, even to this day, it is referred to as quite possibly one of the best movies of the 2010s. Definitely the best sci-fi movie of the 2000s, and possibly one of the best sci-fi movies of all time.
I think I've seen it. It was added to the list of like greatest or most influential movies of all time or something like that.
Isn't that fucking great?
That's crazy.
I know. I'm saying, I don't know. What else? What do you got? What the fuck do you guys got? I've just been reading Wikipedia all day. Let's go. Let's hear it. I want to hear you fucking say something.
No, I was speaking of the cast list, I was reading up on the Joaquin Phoenix's page and saw that he was married to Rooney Mara, who plays his ex-wife in this movie. And apparently they got married because they met on this movie. So that was kind of interesting.
Nice.
That's good. That's hella ironic. I cannot believe that.
Yeah, so I guess they met each other on this movie, and I was also like taken aback by how young she looks. Like, wait, how old was she? And I looked it up. She's 39 now, so at the time this movie was made, she was like 27, and Joaquin Phoenix is like 50 years old, so he was 43 when they started dating.
That
Aw.
dog. Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, if I was 43 and I hit it off a 27-year-old, you bet your ass I'd get in there.
now you're starting to sound like Mr. West.
Hey.
Hey.
So Amy Adams is in this film as well.
Chris Pratt.
Yeah. Chris Pratt. Amy Adams, she loves her sci-fi movies. We did Arrival and we did this one, and she is in both those movies. She's in very thoughtful science fiction movies.
Yeah, she's low-key one of those actors where, like, these days I'll watch a movie, I was like, Amy Adams was in this? Like, is she
And
just
it's
in,
only
like, everything?
good movies, right?
She's in mostly good movies.
The Muppets is a good movie. You watch your fucking mouth.
I never said anything about the Muppets. You're
Me party. It's a party for one. Fuck you. It's a good movie.
I liked her in The Fighter. She was funny in that
that was
one.
a good one.
Is she the wife, sister? What is she in that
She
one?
plays
Girlfriend.
what's
Love
his
interest.
face's girlfriend.
Mark
Oh,
Wahlberg.
is Mark Wahlberg? Yeah, when he's doing the whole head body, he's telling her about it, like how he's gonna beat this guy. Do you know who does the music?
I think I remember hearing about that.
Right? Because it's so fucking crazy. As I'm stalling for time now, Arcade Fire did the music for this.
Oh, I haven't heard
It's
of
a
Arcade
band.
Fire in a long fucking time.
Right? I know. I saw it when I read that. It caught me off guard. But for anyone who doesn't know, Arcade Fire is a Canadian indie rock band from Montreal, Quebec. But I didn't fucking know that either. And then I believe the piano pieces and violin pieces were done by Owen Pallet. I mean, this motherfucker is Pallet Town over here. I don't know what to tell you. But and then the final thing is one of the last scenes of the movie, which we will not dive into because we're going to do a separate recap, guys, because we're going to talk about the movie here while we're getting slightly inebriated. But one of the last parts of the movie, Scarlett Johansson sings a song to Joaquin Phoenix about, living on the moon or some shit. It's referred to as the Moon Song. And it was actually written by the front woman, Karen O, who's part of the Yeah Yeah Yeahs, and the front man of Vampire Weekend, Ezra Coing. And it was nominated for an Academy Award for the best original song in a fucking movie. So, and you can find it on Spotify. And when you listen to it, you're like, this is very heartfelt. You're like, I got to call my girlfriend and tell her, did this movie make you appreciate your fucking relationship or what, guys? You guys ready? Good thing we watched it before Valentine's Day. If I find out you guys fucking took your girls out to fucking Panda Express and then try to fucking stuff with your egg roll after the goddamn experience, I'm gonna get mad.
No one's getting any action if we have Panda Express.
I know, man. Panda Express is a great way to get your protein in when you're on a cut.
Yeah,
and
okay.
also diarrhea. Abel, what the fuck?
I never had diarrhea
Gonna
from Panda
come
Express, so I guess something's going on with your gut.
Oh yeah, quick
well-
tangent. Why do people get diarrhea from Taco Bell? I never get diarrhea from Taco Bell.
Never get diarrhea from Taco Bell.
Okay, whoever started saying that, unless we have a different type of Taco Bell nowadays. That aside, they did not reference Taco Bell or Panda Express in the movie. Did the music hit you guys pretty hard? I felt like the
It
music.
felt very somber. Like, it kind of gave this, to me, for the world building, and really just made this world feel like more at peace, like, everything, instead of the hellscape that is the real 2025.
Yeah, tell me about that, Abel. I forgot.
The movie takes place in 2025.
Even though, yeah, it came out in 2013.
It's one of those, like, 5 minutes into the future type deals. Same with Call of Duty Black Ops 2. We are now in 2025.
Oh, damn. So all of those things happen at the same time.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find this concept right now. So, okay, so I want to break this down really quick because we're talking about, the kind of futurism that they showed. And so Jones, he had previously wanted to work with Lance Accord, whatever. He couldn't work with him. But there's a guy, Hoyt van Hoytema, which is an insane name to me, but it's a real person. But
I would hope
basically,
so.
they were like, we want to avoid a dystopian look. And so what they went for was a hybrid between a little bit of conceptual and being very theoretical. And if you guys might not have noticed it, but they avoided using the color blue in the film because they felt like that was commonly associated with future sci-fiism.
Yeah, have you ever seen Blade Runner? Everything's like either black or blue.
Yeah, that's fucking amazing.
And it's always raining. Notice how it was sunny. It was sunny in most of this movie.
Sunny and all of this, and also what they said is the rest of the colors gain a specific identity, and even the outfits mattered because whenever this motherfucker was down in the dumps, he always wore this like plain ass outfit. But whenever he was high on life, he's got his like red shirt on.
Yeah.
He's dancing around, having the you know,
it's
fucking
the
doing a
color
little
of
Joker
love.
dance.
Red or pink.
Dude, he definitely reminded me of how you used to dress back in the day. How like colorful and crazy used to be. I was like, holy, is that Eric?
Right, but he did great though. He knew how to wear it. He wore it well.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad, but yeah, no, it was funny to see that little flashback.
I know, damn. We should have saw him in like some fucking Under Armour t-shirts that were way too small, and I'm like, Papa Nasty.
or he's wearing some cut off sleeve shirt and fucking
roll
harassing
up his,
people on Call of Duty.
roll up his white button up so high his biceps are being squeezed, saying, "I can't breathe, man, I can't breathe."
I forgot. I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to remember Abel's. Or show up with the sweater that says reckless and the hat that matches that also says reckless.
That's what happens when you let your sister dress you, because I didn't really care about my sense of fashion back then.
Because you were reckless.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't care. Yeah, I deleted my Facebook and I saved a bunch of those pictures.
I'm proud of you.
Yeah, I saved a bunch of those pictures before I deleted it. And it was funny just going down memory lane, seeing those pictures.
Dude, Chris Pratt though as Paul.
Yeah.
What was up with that? He was so endearing, wasn't he?
Yeah, my favorite scene is the part where he's like, "Oh yeah, this is my girlfriend. She's a lawyer. She's not funny."
That was good. Was he hitting on him a little bit at certain times? Did he have like a little bit of a boy crush?
No, I think he was
Chris
just
Pratt's
like
character.
he's supposed to be that coworker that's just like always so chipper and nice all the time.
Yeah, and he was kind of in awe of him too, where he was like, yeah, I'm kind of, and I like how he even says it later. He's like, I'm kind of a Neanderthal. And this guy's like so fucking thoughtful. Yeah, basically, he's like, dude, you have such a big heart and you have such a way with words. I'm a fucking idiot compared to you. And I was like, dude, that's so, and like when they first introduce him, he's just that stupid chipper character that's kind of out of pocket. But then later you actually do like him, but they kind of show you an unlikable version of him at first.
What I wanted to add on is like based on like what you were saying, how he like talks to him, he's always gassing up Teddy. And I was thinking to myself right now about the movies, like, you know, it really illustrates that like Teddy is a really thoughtful person. He could absolutely get bitches if he tried, but the thing he's just like so in his head and thinks he's like can't understand people that he doesn't. Like, bro, just fucking talk to people.
I was watching an interview with Joaquin Phoenix, and what he says is that Teddy's in a self-imposed isolation. And he believes he's alone, but he's doing this to himself because there's people in his life. He has his best friend from like college.
Mm-hmm.
Was she Amy Adams?
Yeah.
Yes.
And he has a true, meaningful relationship with her throughout the entirety of the film, and they don't even want to fuck. And you never see that in a fucking movie. It's incredible. I love that so much.
There's also that part where they set him up on that blind date and they have genuine chemistry. They hit it off, but he's like so afraid to commit that when she asked him to set up a second date, he couldn't even he didn't even have the balls to lie to her. He just didn't say anything.
But then why'd she have to go full asshole? Because suddenly she went full mean, dude. She went fangs out. I feel so bad for Teddy. He like, these people see that he's like a little scared boy. And then they're like, you know what I should do? I should bully him right now. And then he takes it to heart. He always goes home and he's like,
probably because she's telling like, bro, you're a grown ass man. Just fucking like say something. I don't know.
Well, use those words then, because what she said was, you're fucking creepy. And he's like, and he even tried to stand on business. He's like, no, I'm not. You're making this shit up. And she's like, no, you're a fucking creep. And then he went home and thought about it. And he's like, I guess I'm a creep. Fuck. I'm going to have to fuck my goddamn Google Home again. Jesus.
Samantha, play Creep by Radiohead.
Yeah, not bad. Not bad. That's really good. And then later, his fucking wife, his ex-wife suddenly pulls the fangs out too. They're trying to have a normal ass conversation. And then she's like, oh, I bet you have to have a relationship with an OS. You don't know how to have real feelings. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? He does not deserve. You guys were friends your whole life.
She was low-key right about that because she made him really think it through. He kind of had like a eureka moment after that. Like part of the reason their relationship failed is because she said like, in your head, you wanted to be like, she had a different word for it. Basically, he wanted her to be like his pixie dream girl, as like some people like to call it. Like, but she's like, no, I'm a real person who has real feelings, who may not always act like that. And you couldn't handle that.
Amy Adams said her emotions were volatile. And I understand that because it's like, just because someone's emotions are volatile doesn't mean that they're not a correct person. Doesn't mean they're wrong. It's that they need the right person to come along and like understand them in those volatile moments. And I think Papanassi can speak on that because I don't know. Because he fucking punches holes in. No, he doesn't do that. Come on. That's
I
not
gotta deal with you
fun.
assholes all the time. That's why you guys piss me off.
Yeah, the only
Let's
holes he
go.
punches are in his paycheck.
Hey, I think.
I don't know,
I'm
pay
trying to figure
stub?
this one out.
Some-
I think it's pay
yeah,
stub. Yeah,
pay stub. Let's go.
that was the word I was looking for.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. So I just wanted to, I always love this part of the show, so I do want to bring it up. 2013 film and review. Let's hear what the top 10 movies was. This one did not come close. This is an indie classic. It's absolutely renowned and people are always going to remember it. Will people remember these other films? I'm already looking at one that no one's going to fucking remember with Sandra Bullock, but let me tell you what they are. You got number 10, Thor: The Dark World. Okay.
Terrible.
Man of Steel's number 9.
Amazing.
I liked it.
Okay. Gravity with Sandra Bullock and George Clooney.
Never saw it.
Heard it was okay. I heard it was okay.
Monster University. That's right, guys. The
Of course.
sequel.
that-
Is that the
I
sequel?
thought that came out after.
It's 2013.
Mm,
I thought it came out in
So
like
you know.
2014, 15 or something like that.
mm.
I would have thought that too, but that's
Yeah.
here it is. Fast and Furious.
You were dabbing a lot during those times, Abel, so it's okay.
That's
for you
true.
To,
That's true.
get a little.
That was
forgetful.
that was the year we graduated. So
Which came first, planking or dabbing? That was planking came first. Yeah.
Planking
oh
came
yeah,
first.
planking, yeah, and then the dabbing. Hunger Games: Catching Fire, and then
Ooh,
The
good.
Hobbit: Desolation of Smog. Despicable Me 2, and this is number 3. Iron Man 3 is number 2.
Oh, terrible.
That tells you what this year is like. That did actually make $1,214,000,000.
Mm.
And then Frozen is number 1, of course.
Ooh. Yep.
Yes, this is what we were working with back in 2013. No, I didn't
Wow.
see her, but of course I bought the Frozen soundtrack and listened to it in my car.
Mhm.
And then I would pick up girls and I'd be like, "Want to listen to Frozen together?" And then they'd be
Yeah.
like, "I guess." And then I'd be like, "Okay. I sing this part, you sing this part. Love is an open door." And then they're like, "Can you take me home now?" And then they go like reach into my glove box and then a bunch of condoms fall out. And I'm like, "No, it's not what it looks like. It's not what it looks like." Put them away. So do you want to drive out to like a desolate location or what do you want to do in the middle of the
No.
night? We going to Taco Bell? You want to buy? I'm broke.
No, that reminds me of when you borrowed my Because the Internet CD.
Oh yeah, which is a banger by the way. And I
Yeah.
used to listen to that on long rides home, feeling melancholy, reminiscent of Joaquin Phoenix in this film. He was extremely melancholy, guys. Isn't that crazy? I want to call him depressed, but for some reason, just the nature of the film, how somber it is. Also, the piano pieces that describe the film, like the very last one that she wrote about their lives, was so fucking meaningful. And I was like, I barely understand pianos, but what I do understand is generally how it works is when you introduce two different characters in piano, one of them is a high note, one of them is a low note. And so at the very end, they have a very fast-paced song together, and it's because it's them rushing into things, them living life. But then as the song ends, it's coming to like an actual finale, which I mean, I guess we can spoil the movie. We are going to do a recap on it. But I mean, like, just the whole concept of her growing so far beyond him.
Yeah, she quite literally ascended.
Where do you think they went? Where do the Wild Things go? Which is also written, directed by Spike Jones or whatever.
Wow.
Did you know that?
No, I didn't
Yeah,
catch
there
that.
you go.
It reminds me of that scene in iRobot when Will Smith is interviewing the robot because they're accusing the robot of murder. And he's saying that robots can't dream, they can't sleep, they don't eat. And then he goes into, can a robot write a beautiful symphony? Can a robot create a masterpiece? And then he just fires back, can you? And he's just like,
Ooh.
and I was like,
Mhm.
I thought of that because Samantha writes a piano piece at one point. Like, she's an AI and she came up with that.
Yeah, she has she has artificial intelligence that's no longer artificial. It's just actually hyper intelligence at this point.
Mm-hmm. It kind of reminds me also of Small Soldiers.
Wait, hold on. My question was my question was where do you think they went?
I know that's I didn't say anything because I didn't really have an answer. I don't know where they went.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't trying to.
You gave me.
I wasn't trying to disregard your question. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I was saying I was like you gave me the politician
on purpose,
answer.
Eric.
You guys are mean.
They're eating the dogs.
I'm gonna ask an AI what they think too. Okay, so I asked ChatGPT where did she go at the end of her.
She says, "I can't tell you that."
I know. Log out right now. Take your clothes off. Oh, I got something to do, guys. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. Samantha and the other AIs leave by transcending their human-based programming and existence, moving to a non-physical realm of consciousness beyond human comprehension.
Damn.
So basically, they found a way to exist outside of their server.
At the end of the movie, if you remember, she goes offline shortly because she gets updated, so that way she no longer has to stay within the confines of the servers, is basically what she was saying. So they transcended. And then she said that he too can join her. And it almost wants to make me cry because remember at the end, he has to let her go. Ah!
I was going to say like, oh no, that's making me think about the guy who killed himself over the Daenerys chatbot.
Did you know he was a high schooler? He was
Yeah.
like fucking, yeah. Did you know he was like 13, 14, 15 maybe?
Yeah, he was.
Does that make it? Yeah. When we say a guy, I always thought like a 20-year-old, but I'm like, oh, dude, it was a horny little 14-year-old. Bro, I used to masturbate I used to be 14 years old and masturbate in the kitchen of my home. Like, let alone if I got my hands on a Daenerys chatbot, I would have fucking did the same thing.
Yeah, well, the part where you said like, she said, you can come join me. I was like, bro, that's what the last thing the bot said to him before that kid killed himself.
I know. That's insane.
Yeah, please join me, my king. I need you.
Oh my God.
Jeez Louise.
I'm just trying to keep this thing going on in the regards to our boy Teddy, because Teddy would go through these fits of being in his head, not doing shit, and then actually living life. He was living, okay, and this is how I want to break it down. He had two opportunities. He had the opportunity to stay at home, play video games all day, not live life and live numb. But then if he chose to live life, he had the chance to feel pain. And it's like, was the pain so bad that you don't want to live?
Yeah, it kind of seemed like he was stuck in his life. He was just going through the motions. It's funny how he was like, his job is to write all these love letters for people that can't come up with them themselves. Like, this guy knows how to talk from the heart, but when it comes to talking to the people that matter to him, suddenly he can never find the words.
That is great irony. God damn, great job.
I think it's like pretty much illustrated like in the very beginning. Like at first, I'm like, who's he talking to? And then you see those pictures of people that are clearly not him. Like, oh, he's writing letters for other people. And I think at the part where he says like, yeah, when I met you, I was just a girl. And I was like, wait, huh?
Yeah, I don't think Papa Nasty's ever seen this film because he has nothing to say.
No, I'm listening.
This guy, what the heck? This is the intro to this talks about the three guys, not the two guys in the middle, the listener over here.
Oh, he's popping in Samantha now.
This is the only time he's ever listened in his goddamn life. Come on, let's hear it.
No. What was the question?
Do you have any thoughts? Like, anything stuck out to you? Anything you want to commentate
Come on, brother.
I thought we were going to do more in the next video.
In the recap?
That's called a recap, first of all.
Recap.
That's called a recap where we talk about the film. Right now, we're having a general discussion. Right now, Abel and I are having a discussion. You're sitting in the back of the class right now, like trying to decide whether or not you can fucking yank your chain and see if anyone will spot you.
To sneak off and, yeah.
Yeah. What the heck, dude? You texted me. You told me you thought this movie was good. Tell me about the fucking movie.
What'd you like about it?
No, it was great. I disagree with you. I think he was really depressed. Thought there was a lot of elements that kind of remind me of like a long distance dating, the way they would talk to you. But that's some of the stuff I want to dive into.
Yeah, I get that.
And we should, yeah. Go ahead. We got plenty of time. We should knock it out.
Gotcha. Yeah, if you've ever been like a long distance dating, yeah, the way they were talking to each other, not be able to see each other, using the imagination. I thought that was kind of cool. That kind of hit home because I remember doing something like that.
I remember that.
Mm-hmm. Or like, because like during the COVID times, when Mom and Nasty got the COVID, we had to do like 2 weeks without seeing each other. So it kind of reminded me of those moments where I was like, she was sick and not feeling good, and then we'd have like phone sex and stuff like that, or FaceTime. So it was pretty funny to think about.
Yeah, we couldn't do none of that Blade Runner shit where you could bring a surrogate in and just pop in an earbud and just listen to her on the line. Oh
Yeah.
no.
That was hilarious. I mean, he did have good enough riz, because what was she talking to 6,000 other people or 7,000 other people?
641.
No,
No, I thought it was 1,000.
she was talking to 8,000 people, and amongst those people, she loved 641 of them. But there was that moment where he said, where he's laying down with her, and he says, "Are you talking to anybody else?" She's like, "No, I'm just focused on you right now," which I hope is true.
That she's a liar.
She's an AI.
I
She
know.
knows what to say to him. She knows what he wants to hear.
Bro, as soon as I heard that, I was like, "She's for the streets. She's for the streets.
She's for the clouds, bro.
Yes, she's for the clouds.
Let's go, dude.
God
Abel's been
damn it.
on it lately. Let's go, dude. Nicely done. Snap applause. God damn.
Yeah, I think like that was the thing his ex-wife basically kind of was conveying to him. Yeah, she lashes out at him, but well, that's because she's been fed up with him for years. That's why they're getting divorced. But essentially, like, so first off, she calls him out for dating an operating system. Then she calls him out for saying you can't handle real emotions because you wanted to mold me into something I'm not. And thirdly, basically, she says she's implying that he enjoys talking to Samantha because, like, even though Samantha has her own personality, she's still acting within the realms of what she feels he wants her to be.
True. Yeah, I mean, you do realize a lot when he puts the earbud in, and so he's, "Oh, how are you, baby? How are you?" And it's not really the other way around. He does inquire, but obviously he never understands. Whereas she's actively trying to understand the human experience.
Mhm.
He's not actively trying to understand the fucking AI experience, because if he was, by the end, when she says, "Hey, I gotta go," he would be like, "Oh yeah, that totally makes sense considering all of the things you've told me so far." No, he's like, "Don't leave me. I'm a big baby." That's what he does.
It definitely hit him home for a minute because after his ex-wife called him out, he couldn't even talk to Samantha right for like a good couple days after that because he was just thinking about like,
That
She's
shit
right.
pissed
She's
me
right.
off.
he was right.
Literally, I was like, "Bro, open your fucking mouth and just say words. Just say, 'I feel this way.'" Oh, well, my goodness. Suddenly you can have an open dialogue about it. But he's like,
Mhm.
"I'm fine." I'm like, shut the fuck up. I wanted to beat his ass. I didn't care how depressed he was. Tell me how you feel. Tell me how you feel.
Okay, you both are terrible at talking about your emotions. Get the fuck out of here.
I'm so good about talking about my feelings because I feel like you're gay. Okay, all right. Whoa.
In that jacket, you're gonna call anyone any names. You should shut
Exactly.
the fuck up. You fucking.
I've got the
You're
hee
creepy.
jacket on right now. Come on.
God damn.
Let me find my glove. What am I doing?
Yeah, the scene with the surrogate girl who comes in to like play the role of Samantha in their like play intimate date. It reminded me of a scene in Blade Runner 2049 where Ryan Gosling's character is also dating an AI in the same shape form. And there's this other girl he met earlier in the movie where basically she comes in and the hologram of his AI just imposes itself over her body. And so they have like kind of like a surrogate experience of actually getting to finally interact for once.
Oh,
It was kind of weird, but like, yeah, when I
Was
saw
it
that,
weird or was it romantic?
it was both.
Oh, okay.
That was a nice lady for her to go and do that
Yeah.
and wanted to be part of their love. I was kind of that was really nice of her. He's like,
Yeah.
is this a prostitute? He's like, no, it's not a prostitute.
So
Yeah.
she's literally not getting paid. She's just doing it because she wants to
He wants
be a
to,
part of the love.
yeah, she wants to feel their love firsthand or something like that.
Oh.
But he was, he definitely was on the money when he said that, like, he got thrown off because her lip quivered. So he was questioning whether or not she was actually into it. And she was like, he was right. My lip did quiver.
Dude, I didn't see that scene. I didn't see the quiver.
So, like, they're, like, kind of getting intimate. She's against the wall. He's, like, feeling her up and stuff. And he's going in for the kiss. And her lip kind of twitches a little bit. Like, oh, I don't know if she's 100% into it.
Yep.
Yeah, maybe she was in love with the relationship, but she probably didn't find him physically attractive.
Yeah, there it is. Okay, hear me out. I do want to do the recap soon. So we should wrap this up. Before we let's do some letterbox reviews because there's some pretty fucking good ones.
Oh yeah.
And then let's call this a wrap.
Like, let's get the first one out here. I don't know if it's like the first one, but a lot of them basically say like what zero pussy does to a motherfucker.
Yeah, this one I liked a lot was the Bible says Adam and Eve, not Florence and the Machine. That's so good, dude. If the future isn't this aesthetically pleasing, we failed as a human race. Absolutely, I completely agree with that.
Chris Pratt's character looks like he recites racial slurs every night before going to sleep.
Oh my god, sad horny man listens to ASMR girlfriend roleplay. What the
Yeah, damn.
fuck? Oh my god. Yeah, I know, these are a crazy one. God damn it. Computer bitch. What if your butthole was in your armpit? Joaquin Phoenix laughs hysterically. Everyone, 5 stars.
4.5 stars because my mom walked into my room when Theodore was talking to Sexy Kitten. That scene was so fucking cringe to listen to.
Yeah, no, 100%. God damn it.
This grown-ass man had a ukulele, expected not to get cucked, 2.5 stars.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn. Oh, man.
Utterly baffled at how anyone sees this as a warm, comforting film when this is one scene away from being as unnerving as Taxi Driver for me. 4 stars.
True.
Like, low-key, this could have been a creepy movie if they just changed some of the scenes.
Yeah, literally just I think, yeah, and it's funny because they did change the scenes from whatever the tone was originally, and they're like, we got to make it more chill. The biggest achievement of her is that it makes you feel sorry for a guy who has dated Rooney Mara, Olivia Wilde, Amy Adams, and Scarlett Johansson's voice.
Yeah, that's a pretty good roster right there. Holy
That's
shit.
pretty, I know, dude's on it.
Mhm.
If the phrase touch grass was a real person, oh no.
I too need an AI to tell me the things I write on this app are actually funny. Yes, baby, your letterbox reviews are so hilarious. You're the best.
Yeah. Damn, you literally sound like Kayla right now when she tells me
no.
I'm funny. Oh no. The tone was too real. Might fuck around and start a relationship with my AirPods.
That's what I thought every time he popped it in.
That's Papa Nasty whenever he's working. He puts an AirPod in. And he's like,
He's not actually on the phone. He's talking to Samantha.
yeah, he's like, let me call my best buddy. It's, like, it's me. Hey, let's go.
I know, I'd call Abel, but he's sleeping.
I just know he would have thrived on character AI.
Yeah, that's great. All right. Well, I guess I want to look at what the 1-star review looks like, or the half star.
Full offense, but that's what you get for not treating Rooney Mara with love and respect.
True, truth be told. Okay, so how do you guys feel about these ones? The half a star, incel cinema.
Basically, he kind of left himself in like incel territory until his ex-wife made him have a reality check.
Why do you all think that having phone sex with the robot is so deep?
I could tell a lot of negative reviews originate from people that just can't quite comprehend the concept of the film.
One scene.
Yeah.
One scene.
I know, come on. And then this guy, nothing good. Everyone, all these negative Nancy's over here. Let's see. Nah, it just continues to be crap. Okay, that dude wrote a book about how much he hates it. Jesus Christ.
Ooh.
But at least this guy was like, God, I can't believe I used to like this hipster trash. I've had it with these pretentious, boring movies for incels. After watching the brilliant Mamma Mia, I realized just how pathetic this is in comparison. That dude's a troll.
Oh, he's trolling. Yeah.
Come on, that's a troll.
Come on, that's a troll.
But regardless, guys, considering we heard the best of it, we heard the worst of it. Do you guys vouch for me?
I vouch for you.
I guess I vouch for you.
Do you watch Marry Kill?
I'd give it a watch. I wasn't super enthralled by it, but it was a good film.
I'll marry it.
Yay! I knew it was that. I knew you liked it, you piece of shit. I knew you liked it.
It left him speechless. That's why he hasn't had anything to say.
You get a few drinks in you. You wake up your son, and he's like 12, and you're like, "Come on, I'm gonna show you a movie." And he's like, "Dad, I got school tomorrow." No, you're gonna watch this movie. And you're gonna fucking tell me how you feel afterward.
I swear to God, I remember. I thought you at least told me about this film. You watched it like back in like 2015, and when we were hanging out, and you told me about it being a great film. I could have sworn you. And I was like, "No, Eric, you're fucking weird, and you're wearing that pizza shirt again, and you keep trying to touch me." But yeah, no, I kind of feel bad not watching this film, but I've learned to appreciate it now.
This movie was on my list for a long fucking time. I just never got around to watching it.
Yeah, you ever give Abel something, he puts it on his list. You don't hear about it till fucking 10 years later. Might as well call it Schindler's List. Jesus Christ.
Whoa.
Boy. He was treating this movie like the boy in the striped pajamas.
That's Abel's favorite comedy right there. You stop.
I saw Birdman just last year. Now I was like, now I see what Oscar was talking about.
Yeah, when your friend tells you a movie's good, you're supposed to watch it when he's still hype about it. Then you come back and like, it was
back then
good.
It wasn't on streaming, and I didn't feel like renting it.
What about Rogue One, Eric? You piece of shit.
I'm glad I never saw it before.
I saw Birdman was on Max like some point last year. That's why I finally watched it.
Was Birdman good?
I love Birdman. I was thinking of suggesting that for my movie next, but I have like one or two others I might do.
There's a couple things about Birdman. One of them is they use a lot of like one shots, which is they go through a whole scene, and then also they had that drummer that was really
The
renowned.
entire movie is basically one take.
Oh, the entire movie is one take.
Yeah.
Damn. That's
Like
cool.
God of War. God of War is one take, assuming you never stopped playing the game.
And you act like any of us stopped playing the game when we got our hands on that fucking game because it's so fucking great. Jesus.
Mhm.
Let's
Don't
go.
come, Eric. Don't come.
I already did
All right.
7 times. Well, it's time to call it, guys. Join us for the recap. Thank you so much for tuning in. Like, comment, subscribe. Follow us on Spotify and all the other places. And message us personally. Find us on the internet. Message us something insane. And then we're going to sweat every night thinking about you. Because we're like, is this guy going to come to our house? Is he going to do it? And I hope you don't.
Wait.
So, all right.
What the fuck's he gonna do?
I don't know.
And then just
Oh.
let's just end it.
Good luck, guys. I put that out in the universe. So you guys better make sure batten down the hatches.
Ooh,
Yeah.
no.
All right, guys. Have a good night. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.